Folks, welcome to another one of our video tutorials, walkthroughs of our modules. We've been creating these separate walkthroughs for each of the modules. This one is about the teams and groups module. The team and groups module is one of the most important modules, if not the most important module of Jumppl. This is because each and everything in Jumppl is intertwined with the concept of groups. It is everything works on the concept of groups, whether it's a tasks module, the files, the chat, the calendar module, or the feed module. Everything works. The tasks are assigned to various groups, and when we do that, when we assign projects or share projects with groups, all the members of that particular group get access to that particular project. For example, if I just take you through to this project has been shared with 3 groups, which means that all the members of all of these 3 groups will get access to this particular project, and what I mean by that is when they click this project drop down button, they'll see this project in this project drop down, because this project has been shared with the group of which they are a member of. So it's a very important concept. Similarly, the files module is also works on the basis of the groups. So every section or folder is shared can be shared with one or more groups. For example, this one here, Cayman Lawyers, has been shared with 3 groups. So all the members of these 3 particular groups are able to, whenever they open the file module, they'll be able to see this particular folder in their files module, and they'll be able to access this module and make changes. Similarly, the calendar, whenever you are the task calendar, when you're making new events, they are shared, they are created on the basis of being shared with one or more groups. So here as well, and in the feed section as well, when you create a certain post or you want to create a discussion around a topic, which is the purpose of the feed section, these feeds are also created and then shared with particular groups. For example, this particular feed, project launch, has been shared with the group Screaming Eagles, and they create a post. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be shared with the group. So everything here in Jumppl is based, and similarly in the inbox module, different notifications are based on the concept of groups as well. So just going through the various sections, the teams and groups module has 4 tabs, and I'll just go through one by one through all of them. The first one is the team members tab. So whenever anyone is added to your Jumppl team, his profile appears in the team members section. And for example, here we have got about 5 different members who are a part of this particular team, and we can view their profile. Let's open this particular profile. So the contact information is available there. A person who can show information about himself, and his manager can leave remarks about him from a word from the manager field, who he reports to, and when did he last used this Jumppl platform, and any remarks from the team or any content information as well. So let's go back to the main screen again, and it's very easy to add any member to the Jumppl team. We can do it from here as well. Just need to enter the email address here, and we can add multiple members to the Jumppl team from this invite your team dialog box. So it's pretty easy. Once you add the enter the email addresses, and when you send the invitation, those members would get an email from Jumppl inviting them to the said team. And once they click on that and create their account, their profiles would be seen as would be displayed as activated in the team members section. Now going to the external section, external, i.e. the clients. This is the section for seeing the number of clients that are part of this team, whether they are consultants, advisors, maybe freelancers, clients, contractors. All of them fall in this category, and they can be they are viewed in this external section. We can invite them. It's pretty similar to inviting an internal team member, but when we are inviting an external member or a client, we can also, although it's not mandatory at this moment, but we can also mention the client portal, which I'll just be discussing briefly. So we can mention that we are adding client X to say client portal XYZ. So we can do that. We can also add the clients to internal groups as well, with certain limitations in place. And we can also add an internal team member from this plus button, which is a very handy button, one of the most important important UIs and buttons in Jumppl. So you can invite your team from here as well, and you can invite the external member from here as well. And now just going to the group section. So the group section is one of the most as explained earlier as well, and I'll just like to reiterate here as well, that this is one of the most important sections, one of the most important concepts in Jumppl. And the groups can be used to either mirror your organizational structure, i.e. you can have groups to represent your departments. For example, this group represents the sales department, and this one here represents the human resources departments, and showing there are 2 members in this group and about 2 members in this group. And similarly, we can also have the groups to represent projects as well. So it's pretty flexible. It's up to you whether and the level of modularity that you want, and the level of access control that you want, how you want to structure your work collaboration system. It's totally up to you. So some people like to create groups for all of their organizational departments, and others like to do them for their projects, like all these groups we have created. This one here, Kingfish, Screaming Eagles, all of these groups. So one of the important thing is that anyone who creates a particular group becomes the admin of that group. So here the user Alex created the group, and so Alex can modify this group's name, can rename the group to anything, and he can add or remove members as well from this group. So I've just renamed the name of the group, and I've also added another member to this to this group. Similarly, just now moving on to the client portal, and before I do that, we can also create a group from this green plus button here as well, and we can also create a client portal from here. Just going to the client portal section, although we have created separate video tutorials for the client portal section as well, and I would recommend going through them, because the client portal essentially is a dedicated space for each one of your clients, and you can as you can have unlimited number of groups in Jumppl through with your account, like you can have unlimited number of projects. Similarly, you can have unlimited number of client portals. It's pretty flexible, the platform, which allows you to have one dedicated client portal for your clients. And anyone who creates a client portal, similarly to the consider groups, becomes the manager of that particular client portal, and he can add members to the client portal. And the interesting thing with client portal is that you can add internal team members as well as your clients to these client portals, and client portals provide you means for managing your projects, or sharing progress with the clients on the different projects, chatting with them, or sharing a means for sharing invoices or important documents with them. And I said earlier, we have dedicated video tutorials for the client portals, and I would recommend you to have a look at them. That's about it for this very important teams and groups module. I hope you enjoyed this particular walkthrough as well, and I would recommend going through the rest of the video tutorials so that you can it becomes easier for you to understand the whole of the concept, and to see how easy it is to use the Jumppl platform. Thanks a lot.